So, an update on the new plan for Q2. The last video I did where I kind of talked about what I was thinking and in terms of what I'm going to do moving forward was a video called Hitting the Reset Button about 2 weeks ago. She saw my last weekly weigh-in. I've really dialed it up. I've been great with my diet the last couple of weeks. I've been lacking a little direction in terms of, I know people struggle with, what do you mean when you say training for a race is different than trying to shed weight? And the reality is, when I really ramp up the training, I need to eat a lot more. And specifically, the marathon and triathlon part, I get pulled in so many different directions. If I do the marathon and I'm trying to break 4 hours, I just need to straight run 6 days a week, no lifting, no nothing, just run, and really increase my caloric intake because I'm going to be burning so many calories. With the triathlon, I need to I need to run multiple times a week, I need to swim multiple times a week, and I need to bike multiple times a week. And even though the New York City Triathlon wasn't particularly, for someone with my fitness, wasn't going to be particularly challenging in the respect outside of the swim. For me to do a 25-mile bike ride and then follow it up with a 10K, that's not going to be super taxing for me the way the half Ironman would. But the swimming and the biking, trying to manage those combined probably 5-6 times a week on top of running 3 to 4 times a week, it's just really going to take me away from the lifting. And again, huge energy needs, so going to really have to ramp up the eating. So I've made a decision, and it really isn't because of the cut. It really is because I have decided to defer the New York City Triathlon. And the rationale really isn't about focusing on losing weight. That's going to be a byproduct of it. I just honestly could never get comfortable with going to the pool. Numbers are increasing again. The variant is spreading. I did get my second COVID shot a week ago Saturday. So as of this Saturday, I'll be fully vaccinated. There have been some questions about how the vaccines work against the new variants, how effective they are in terms of the efficacy rates. Those efficacy, there were no variants last summer when Pfizer did their tests. So there's concern about how it is. And I watched a video last week where over 500 people have been hospitalized that have gotten COVID and are fully vaccinated, and a certain amount of people died. I don't want to spread incorrect numbers, but it wasn't like thousands. Out of that 5 something, it was like 50, 75, something like that. So the risk isn't totally gone, but this is out of millions of people as well. So, I can't get too carried away with it. But when I have a 3-year-old at home that has no protection, just could not get comfortable with going to the pool. I was running and I started biking. I did 2 bike rides last week. But I called my brother on Saturday morning and apologized and told him I was not going to do the marathon at the triathlon. I'm going to defer it. So I'm refocusing my efforts, and I've called this video The Cut because Q2, I'm really just going to focus on cutting weight. And what that means is and it's not just cutting weight. I'm really trying to get to my goal body by the end of the year. And with all the training that comes with the triathlon or that comes with a marathon, I don't think that's possible. I think I can get my weight. I know I can get my weight to where I would want it to be. The issue is my body composition, and something I've become very conscious of over the last year because I got my weight down so much last year, but my body fat didn't move much at all. And I just recognized I have to do a lot more resistance training. I cannot just be a cardio bunny and run, and think that I'm going to get to this ideal body. I need to build muscle. When I look at myself in the mirror, I'm still a very big human being and I have very little definition. My body fat is still floating between 29 and 30%. So, I've got some real work to do on that side. So essentially, when I say this cut, I'm going to really focus on dialing back the running from what I was doing late last year. And I'm really going to make a push on the diet side and on the resistance training side to make sure that I put a real dent in this body fat along with bringing my weight down this quarter. Um, so in terms of how I plan to structure, I just plan to be very simplistic. I'm going to run 5 times a week, but I'm not going to be targeting 35, 40 miles a week. I'm going to run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to do one 10-mile run on Saturday mornings. Sunday is going to be just zone 2. I'm going to still continue to focus on base building because I do have a half marathon coming up in September. It's Labor Day weekend. So I'm going to continue building base, but I'm going to take the mileage down because I don't need my energy totally drained from running. And I'm really going to focus on the resistance training. My calisthenics, I've been very inconsistent with those. The last month, I've really made a concerted effort I shouldn't say the last month, since recording that video, it's only been 2 weeks. I've made a very concerted effort to stay on top of it with my calisthenics. So, 9:30, 11:30, 1:30, and 3:30, I do a circuit of 3 exercises. Today I did push-ups, ab roller, and dips. Tomorrow I'm going to do squats, leg raises, and calf raises. So, really going to focus on sneaking in a full workout. And then I'm going to lift 4 times. I'm going to start with 4 times a week for the next 2 weeks. And then I'm going to look to push that to 5. And if I need to cut back on running one day, I will do so. I'm not going to continue to prioritize the cardio over the lifting because I have to get my body fat down. And then also, I'm going back to the 40-hour fasts. I only did it for 2, maybe 3 weeks back in January, and I was totally fine with it, but it really tanked my performance in terms of my running. In terms of my zone 2 running, where I run at a heart rate of 135, that's kind of the speed limit for me. I will not run any faster if my heart rate goes above 135. I was getting to the point where I was doing 10 and a half, 11-minute miles late last year. And then when I started doing this, the thing that the 40-hour fast does is totally deplete your glycogen level. So right now I have not eaten since 8 p.m. last night. It is 8:48 p.m. The book I read, The Complete Guide to Fasting, stated that it takes about 24 hours, depending on your level of activity, but on average about 24 hours to completely deplete your glycogen levels and have your body shift over to using fat as a source of fuel. But your aerobic engine, when you're exercising, and your aerobic and anaerobic engine typically run on glycogen. I know it's stated that zone 2 is supposed to primarily run on fat. I noticed that I was running 13, 14, 15-minute miles when my glycogen levels were depleted. And so that's the reason I stopped doing the 40-hour fast. It was totally tanking my running. Honestly, I'm okay with that right now. I'm okay with doing this for the next 10 weeks because I'm focused on cutting weight and firming up my body composition. What I learned in the Complete Guide to Fasting and in some other areas that I've studied, when your body completely depletes the glycogen, it actually shifts to using fat. But what Jason Fung actually said in the video is that where people have excess skin and excess tissue, your body actually will burn that when you're in a fasted state for an extended period of time. So whereas you have people with poor body composition that have dropped a lot of weight because all they did was cardio, and have that excess skin, he said your body will actually use that as fuel. He said it will use skin, excess fat, and he said extra cartilage, or I don't want to use the term cartilage, extra soft tissue in joints. So essentially your whole body will shrink and you won't end up with that flabby excess hanging skin. So he actually cited that. I don't know how true it is. I've been looking at this man like the guru of nutrition, but I want to try this 40-hour fast for an extended period of time. So I'm committing to doing this through the end of Q2. I am not going to set a weight goal, but I will say, I don't want to be anywhere near 250. The point of this is to see a dramatic shift. I want my body fat to come down where it's, consistently between 29 and 30. I don't want that to be the case. I keep coming back to 247, 248, and I've been here for 5 months now. I don't want to be anywhere near this. So my primary focus in Q2 is just cutting body fat and bringing my overall weight down. 10 weeks is not some super long period, like it's not a year. So I don't have any expectations of anything crazy. If I'm 240, I'll be ecstatic. I don't know if I'll get there. That's 7 pounds in 10 weeks for me, which I don't think is a crazy amount of weight. But let's just say I want to move definitely past 245. But I want to get away from setting these interim goals because I don't want to set myself up for disappointment. The goal is consistency. I want 2 40-hour fasts a week. I want 5 running sessions a week. And I want to start off with 4 lifting sessions a week. That's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday. I have a 3-day routine in terms of kind of covering my whole body. I'm going to do Armageddon on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to do chest and back. Thursday is just a running day. Friday, no running in the morning. I'm just going to do legs and shoulders in the afternoon, Friday afternoon. I'm going to do my long run Saturday, no 2-a-day that day. Sunday, I'm going to do a shorter run, 4 to 5 miles in zone 2. And Sunday night, I'm going to do chest and back. I'm going to be focusing on back quite a bit because I keep having lower back soreness. I have it now from my running over the weekend. So I want to hit back twice a week. I really need to build up the muscles in my lower back. I'm going to be doing abs Monday through Friday, with my calisthenics. So, working on that abdominal wall and working on that lower back is really going to strengthen my core. And obviously, hitting quads 3 times a week with the calisthenics on Tuesday, Thursday, and then a lifting day on Friday, along with the running. Let's strengthen up my midsection, and hopefully this lower back pain starts to dissipate because it happens pretty frequently. It's not always to the point where I'm out and I'm injured like I was a couple weeks ago prior to the week I took off, but it's pretty consistently sore whenever I do a rigorous workout. So, those are going to be basically my core principles: the 40-hour fast twice a week, sticking to the whole foods, sticking to my meal plan. Tracking calories is something I've been terrible about. I'm going to track my calories. I'm just really going to focus in on bringing my body weight down and bringing my body fat down in Q2. So, not training for a race. I'm not worried about performance. So, if tomorrow morning when I get up and I'm going to run with a completely depleted glycogen store, if I'm running 14, 15-minute miles for 30, 45 minutes, I'm okay with that. Just get the miles in. I'm going to lift tomorrow. But again, those are my core goals for Q2. Just focus on consistency with the diet. Focus on the fast for an extended period of time. Not just 2-3 weeks and then stopping. And really, really make a concerted effort to get in a lot more resistance training because I want to see that body fat come down and I want to see more definition in my body. So just a quick update video. Q2 cut is in effect. I'm excited to see where I am as of July 1st. As of July 1st, I am going to start training for my half marathon. So I'm going to cut the 40-hour fasts. I'll probably just go to 2 24-hour fasts a week. But for Q2, I'm going to stick with these 40-hour fasts. I'm 24 and a half hours in right now, and I feel fine. It's amazing. It mentally, when you do it once, it just doesn't seem like the biggest deal to do again. Like, I decided to do this. I spoke to my brother on Saturday, and when he said he had no problem deferring the marathon, I was like, you know what, I'll just start the 40-hour fast again, and it's not a big deal. I don't need to record a video on it. Not that that video was terrible. That just shows the level of anxiety I had when I was doing it, but now it's not a big deal. So, you know, the 40-hour fast are back in effect. 5 runs a week, 4 lifting sessions a week for the next couple weeks, and I want to get that up to 5. But the Q2 cut is in effect, and I'm really excited to see where I'm going to be by July 1st. So for now, for Reed Fitness, signing off.